Everybody only thinks that there's two ways to make money in real estate: appreciation and cash flow. But I'm going to tell you that it's false. There's four ways to make money in real estate, and I'll go over all of those in this video. Please subscribe, guys. Please like the video. Let's get right on into it. Firstly, it is true, you make a lot of money in appreciation. I would say majority of your money is going to be made in appreciation. So how appreciation works is if you choose the right location at the right timing, or again the right price, so you get something super below market, you are able to bet that the price that you purchased this property at will go up with time. And usually what you can see is houses are going to beat inflation, but usually not by too much. But I'm going to give you a scenario here to explain to you, even if it doesn't beat inflation, how it is still making you money. So let's think about leverage, guys. So if you were to buy $100,000 worth of stocks and $100,000 worth of real estate, which one actually makes you more money? The truth is, the more leveraged product is going to make you more money if both of them increase in the same rate. Think about it like this. Let's just say, for example, real estate is going to go up 2% a year. And let's just say stocks do the exact same. Now, obviously, stocks go up a little bit more. Sometimes it's going to be more than real estate. Sometimes real estate is going to be more. It's dependent on location. But for the sake of argument, everything goes up the same. So stocks, you're not going to leverage your stocks. So let's just say you have your $1,000 worth of stocks, or your $100,000 worth of stocks. If it goes up by 2%, you make $102,000. So great, you made your money. Now in real estate, are you also at 102%? False. You're not at 102,000, because if you have a leveraged house, if you had $100,000, you will most likely be able to purchase a property for roughly around the 500 grand, because that's 20%. So let's say you bought the house for 500 grand, but you only put 100 grand in. Because you own the property, it doesn't matter how much is the loan on it. You get the appreciation on the entire asset. So if the property is 500 grand, that means you get 2% of 500. So how much is that? That's 10 grand, which means now your actual equity portion of the property is $110,000. So you understand, you 5x your return from stocks, just because you're able to leverage. That's the benefit of leveraging. Now, obviously, leveraging makes it so you have to pay back a loan. However, we're going to go over why that is also not a bad idea. Now, listen to this. So you've made your money with appreciation. Amazing. However, that's just one of the four tools. What's the next thing? And that's going to be rental cash flow. The mortgage that you're paying for and the reason why you want to put 20% down is you want to make sure that you're at least covering your mortgage and your expenses with your rental property. So now let's just say, for example, your mortgage is $2,000 and you're able to get $2,500 worth of rent. What does that mean? That means after paying your mortgage, you have $500 remaining. So the second way you make rent income is rental income, because this property is now going to be producing you money every single month. That is your cash flow. And this, again, increases your return on your investment. However, you got to make sure, remember, just because real estate is making you more money doesn't mean it's a better investment, because it's going to take you a lot longer to figure stuff out. It's going to take you time to put a tenant in. It's going to take you time to modify the house, fix issues, clean the house, all that stuff that you have to do with rental properties. But because of all that stuff, your return is a lot higher. So now, the two ways to make money is easily rental income and appreciation. But what's the third thing? And the third thing is going to be depreciation. Now, for everybody who knows what depreciation is, it's an amazing asset. Now, think about it like this. When you have a house, you're going to have wear and tear. The roof's going to get older. The walls are going to get older. The paint's going to get older. The flooring is going to get older. Every single thing in that house is getting older. And why is this a good thing for you? Because you are able to write off the cost of depreciation, usually at around 1 to 2% per year, against your income. So now what this means is this: even if you didn't have to replace the roof, and remember, with rental income and rental properties, you're able to write off all of these items. Any cost that it takes to fix a property for you is a write-off for you, because it's a business expense. But let alone asides that, for this purpose, let's just say you made $5,000 worth of rental income a year. Now you get to depreciate 1 to 2% of this property value. But remember, it's not the whole property value, it's the property value of the house, because the land is not depreciating. Obviously, it's appreciating, but the house on top of that is depreciating, and you get to write that off over the period of time, which means you get money back in taxes. So that's 3 easy ways for you to make money. But now, Rav, what is the 4th way to make money in real estate? And you guys are going to love this. It's a simple concept, but people just don't add it to the equation when they're calculating their returns. And that is equity gain. after paying every mortgage payment. So remember how you make $500 of cash in this rental property because you're paying $2,000 worth of mortgage that the tenant is paying, not yourself. Well, guess what? Every time the tenant pays that mortgage for you, what happens? You get a little bit equity portion. And obviously in the initial parts of a 30-year fixed rate, it's going to be very little, maybe $300, $400 a month, and then you're going to be paying $1,500 worth of interest. However, banks do this thing called front loading interest, because they're very certain that every few years people want to change houses, so they're trying to make their money up front, which is why you see your equity portion very little in the front and you see your interest payments being very high in the front. However, over time it'll turn to be the opposite. So the next time you pay your mortgage, you might be paying $302, and then 10 years from now you're going to be at $600 or $900, and then it'll just keep growing until majority of your payment is principal. Now that is a return because this is money that you're purchasing into this house. Because remember, you don't own the house. You own $100,000 worth of interest in this house, but now you're making $300 every month. And again, this is on top of the $500 worth of money that you're making. A lot of people refer to this as a free savings account. And it is a good savings account because remember, it goes up by interest, it goes up by appreciation, it goes up by cash flow, and it goes up by depreciation, right? You get 4 tools that you can use to make money. This is why real estate is so sought after and people like it so much. But you have to remember one thing, guys, something very important. And that is going to be that it is a lot of work. Buying a stock takes you, I'm going to quote something from Warren Buffett's recent Berkshire Hathaway meeting, and something that made a lot of sense to me. The reason why a lot of people don't buy real estate, again, a lot of people do buy real estate, but the reason why they don't make their business to buy real estate when real estate's making such good returns is because it takes time. To buy 1,000 shares of a stock, how long does it take you? A second to put in the order. To buy one piece of real estate, how long does it take you? 1, 2, 3 months at max. A minimum, sorry. So that does mean that all of the gains that you're making are going to take time and they're going to take effort. So if you're willing to do the struggle and you're willing to make those gains, you're going to make a lot of money. Thank you so much, guys. Just want to give a quick update on what I really do, why I really like real estate, and hopefully you guys are able to take something from it. We'll see you next time, guys. Please feel free to subscribe. Bye-bye.